Let's talk about grandma's house today. And I'm just going to give a true account of what has happened to me. So it was like one of the first summers I was allowed to stay at home. And my mom gave me the choice, like, hey, you can stay here or you can go to your grandma's. But if you stay here, you have to do A, B, C, and D. I didn't feel like dealing with the alphabet that day, apparently. So I said, I'm going to have an easy day. Let me go to grandma's house. And boy, was I wrong. And I should have known from the fact that it took me 4 or 5 tries to find the butter. Because every single Betty Crocker tub in the refrigerator had something else in it, and none of them was butter. And then when I go to watch TV, that's when I realized that there is no cable or satellite. Now, of course, these things seem very petty. It's like, come on. You can get over these things. They seem very petty. I do agree. But that A, B, C, and D my mom want me to do seemed a lot easier than having to not only put the clothes out on the clothesline, but in the mid-heat of the day going out there to get them. Snapping green beans. Like, what? I'm over here was introduced to bugs that I've never seen before. Vacuuming the floor, washing the dishes. She had me vacuuming curtains, which I didn't also know that existed until then. So now I'm just like, well, for all this, I could have stayed home. And then like the icing on top of all of the cake is that if I didn't listen to my intuition, I could have actually died that day. No lie. After doing all of this manual labor, I asked my grandmother, hey, my head hurts. Is there any medicine for my headache? She tells me to go to the cabinet. I go to the cabinet and I didn't think too much about it. But something said, just take one of these. But I started feeling extra good, like extra good, to the point where I was like, wait, not only do I not have a headache, I am not really feeling my fingers and my toes. What is going on? Like, I'm feeling extra good. So I went back to look at the bottle. Come to find out, we in like Cash Money Records 99 and 2000s, the bottle said like 1987 and it was 1,000 milligrams. Yes, I'm glad I only took one. So I say all this to say, if I would have just not avoided doing what I was supposed to do, I wouldn't have had to do all this extra work. Because I still had to end up going home and doing exactly what my mom wanted me to do. So I end up working twice as hard to get to the same destination. And a lot of times we do that in life. We know the route we're supposed to take. We know the work that we're supposed to do. We know the discipline we're supposed to have. And yet we want to take the easy way or push the easy button and hope that we won't have to do as much as the work and make it as much hard work as we want to do or have to do or we know we need to put into it. And then guess what? We end up working twice as hard because all of those easy routes does not work. And we end up putting so much time and effort in something and we still have to go back and do those original tasks. And if we would have did that all along, we would have had a much easier day. See, my mom was just asking me to do the basics. Take the clothes out the washer, put them in the dryer. Once they're in the dryer, fold them up. Wash the dishes that were there, which wasn't really that many. Vacuum the floor and make sure the living room looks decent. And after you're done, you can go about the rest of your day. And then I would have been there with my HBO, my PlayStation at the time, my PlayStation 2 at the time. I would have been there in a nice, cool, central air. I would have been in a space that was my own. And I would have known where exactly everything is. And I would have had my regular ibuprofen. But I decided to take the easy route because I thought it would be easier. It ended up doing twice the work. I just encourage you that if you know the route you're supposed to take, you know the things that you're supposed to do, you know the steps you're supposed to take, it's been looking at you. You've been looking at it, it's looking at you. Go ahead and do it. Because trying to take the easy route is going to make you work twice as hard. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. And I don't say these things just for you. I really say these things and I go back and listen to them myself. Don't work twice as hard when you could have picked the right way the first time and been exactly where you want to be. That's all I have for you today. Remember Grandma's house. It's your girl, Lady TKG, the not so cool kid. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a great day, because after all, those are the only ones allowed.